Dude, we're all over the place.
I feel like we just gotta try and finish it, and if it sounds really bad...
sounds bad, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna post this whether this is bad or good. Okay. I don't care. Okay, so for everyone now watching or listening, this has been a bit of a frustration. This is our third attempt. Ryan, would you like to tell them how it's been, basically?
So we were originally going to start it off with saying who we are, how old we are, what sports we play, what we do whenever we're bored. We got very bored of that after 2 hours and a lot of failed attempts that we just decided to not do it. There are notes almost surrounding everywhere, and we're just like, let's not look at the notes. Let's just go straight after it.
Screw the notes.
And see what happens with this.
So... I don't know where this, at this point, this is going to be our first episode. I don't know where we're going to go with this.
No.
We tried being all organized with it and coming up with a plan, but
that didn't work at all.
It was as boring as like an empty box. It was pretty bad. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and just talk about is basically
what people nowadays think teens are like.
Yes. So a lot of people think this generation is always on their phone, is always listening to bad music or whatever type of music people don't like. They always think we're basically just in our own world doing our own thing. Ryan, would you agree with that?
I would agree with a few things. Like, I would agree about some of the music part. Because, I mean, everywhere I go with people my age, I just see or hear this music playing.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
And I can agree some people are always on their phone.
Yes. There are a lot of teens who are literally glued to their phones.
Like, whenever you're at a dinner table or, like, you went out to eat,
I was always taught not to be on the phone.
Yeah, same. Like, I would only do it if, like, someone that was in my family called me.
Yeah, true. The only reason why I'm ever on my phone is either like to text a few friends, but I don't ever text for a very long time.
No,
like
unless I'm like home for a while.
Yeah, well, that's different. If I'm at home doing nothing, I'll text random people. But normally I text people because I have to send them, like for my work, I have to send them pictures and stuff like that. Yeah. That's pretty much the only reason why I text.
Yeah, exactly. But like, there's some these aren't teens, but there are some younger kids I see nowadays that are like blasting their YouTube video at the top of as loud as they can at a restaurant. And
I think I was always taught at a restaurant, even in the car, I was always taught not to be technically on your phone in the car. But nowadays, I mean, I'm just on my phone in the car. But the restaurant is the biggest thing for my family. Yeah, they do not like it. Or if
you're at like an airport, it's fine if you're on your phone then, but blasting it when there's people around you, that's not wanted at all.
Does your family have headphone rules? Like where there's certain places you're allowed to have headphones or listen to music or whatever the heck?
Not really. It's just don't have it too loud that we can hear it in the car.
Oh, so for me, I'm not allowed to have it in the car, but sorry, Mom and Dad, if you're watching this, I'm probably digging my own grave while I'm saying this. I might be digging my own grave, but since I have AirPods, big little flex there, I always keep it on the side of the window. Like whichever window I'm on, I'll put one in. That way they can't see I'm listening to music. And I'm not allowed to have it in grocery store. I'm basically not allowed to have it in public.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because, like, if you're, like, walking along a beach, which is not fun
that was random, right?
But, like, if you're walking, like, somewhere with your family, having headphones in is just weird.
Yeah, like, it's not technically good. My parents describe it as being antisocial, and my parents' biggest excuse is, oh, well, we didn't have headphones growing up, and we were just fine, or we didn't have phones growing up. That's, like, my parents' biggest thing. What do you think about... What was the first one that I said? It was headphones glued to the phone, and then what was it?
Music?
No, it wasn't music. Dude, we literally just said this. How did we forget?
1 hour later.
Let's just move on.
Stereotypes. Okay.
Yeah.
This podcast is going out of control. So we're gonna move on to the next topic. What do you think about our generation? Do you think we are gonna be in the future good, or do you think because we are always on our phones and because we're doing this and that, our next generation is gonna be bad?
I have like mixed opinions. Like, we came a long way with the car. In like the 1800s, it was just like 4 wheels and leg power. But now there's like electricity powering it up. And
dude, cars nowadays are just giant computers.
Yeah,
quite literally.
Honestly. And like the thing with some people is they're like predicting either like global warming is gonna start like declining the Earth to a bad place, or we're going to find something else to use instead of gas.
Yeah.
That will help production or businesses blow up. I don't know where we're going right now, but as of now, we're not going in a good place.
No. I don't think just generation is helping at all, because
no, it's not.
I mean, I probably littered today. I mean, we have bad habits. Very, very bad habits. I don't think
one of my bad habits is like, what do you mean by littering?
Like, I don't know, I probably threw a wrapper on the ground today, or like, you know, because that's bad for the environment technically. And I think
you probably shouldn't really be doing that at all.
Well, yeah, it's a bad habit I have. Like, I just throw a Jolly Rancher wrapper on the ground or something dumb.
Bruh.
But I don't know. I don't think this generation. I think our generation is good. I think we're gonna do some pretty cool things. Because not only did the previous generation have to not grow up with technology and then have to adapt with it, we're already growing up with technology.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I introduced this podcast idea to my mom and dad, and they were like, wait, but only adults use podcasts. I was like, no, you can start a podcast just with a laptop and a microphone. Like, and they were like, whoa, you really can? I was like, yeah, it's not that hard. So I think because we are growing up with technology, I think this next generation is going to be crazy. Like, the stuff we see now with like the Teslas, the electric power cars, I think that's going to be way outnumbered by the stuff that, because we have technology, our generation is going to do. What do you think?
I feel like the only thing that could stop like future generations from doing good stuff is maybe global warming.
Yeah. Global warming is not only global warming. What was it? It was global warming. And dude, nowadays, like, I don't know what the heck's going on, but my mom has been saying lately that like all of a sudden our hurricane numbers are going up. Like, every year we get more and more and more hurricanes, or more and more earthquakes. I mean, freaking Australia's on fire and LA is on fire. I think just the world in general, I think through so many years of just our, like, humans, you know how humans we are, we're like, oh, all we do is take. I think the earth is suffering from it.
Definitely.
And like you said, global warming, I don't think that's the only thing. I think there's a lot more. And so for me, I want to build cars in the future. And one of the biggest things I have right now is it going to be a gas car, or is it going to be an electric car, like we talked about earlier? And the gas, I don't know, don't quote me on it. I thought I read somewhere it's going to end in like, I think 150 years or something like that. We're going to have like not enough gas to power like our daily functions. And so I think our generation hopefully can steer away from using up all that stuff.
Hopefully.
Yeah, because that would literally be horrible.
Yeah. Well, I if I were you, I would make electric, because electricity is never going to go away.
Yes and no.
Well, at this rate, if you're going to keep using gas, your company one day, maybe in like that,
and people are going to have a bad image, because they're going to be like, oh, that company uses gas, it's bad for the environment, blah, blah, blah.
In the future years, yeah. But like in California, what they do is that their gas prices are a lot higher than here. Mainly because like here it's really easy to get oil, but I think also because they want to like keep protecting the environment. Yeah. And like you see, like the Teslas there are basically Toyotas here. There's so many Teslas on every street, and I think that's what some countries or states might need to start adapting to.
Yeah, and do you think this generation will help with that or hurt it?
I feel like some people will help, but most people are gonna hurt.
I think kids, going back into technology, I think all the kids with their nose in their phones all day, and
like the thing with us is that like we know what's going on in the earth, but like whenever I was younger, I had no idea what was going on.
I had no clue. Yeah, like if there was a hurricane, I would find out the day of or like the day before.
Why is it raining a lot outside?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the heck we just went with that.
Oh, neither.
Dude, we're all over the place.
I feel like we just gotta try and finish it, and if it sounds really bad.
Sounds bad, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna post this whether this is bad or good. Okay. I don't care. Care. We're gonna post it, and we can fix it later.
If you think that we're not a good podcast,
just click off.
Right now, you probably are right, but this is also our first time doing anything related to a podcast. Or this is my first time doing anything related.
I don't know what we're doing at this point.
No,
I don't know.
But maybe in like a month or two,
come back.
Yeah,
come back. Come back for sure.
Definitely.
This is Daily Teens Podcast.
I don't think we can post that now because we just said a lot of bad things that hurt our image by a lot.
Nah, screw it. We're posting it. We're posting it whether it's good or bad. We'll try to make the next episodes better. This is kind of just the test. We're testing equipment. We're testing settings. I still have to edit this and see how hard this is to edit. So I don't know. Then what's the next thing?
Setting up your podcast, and where do you see this podcast in the next 6 months? Perfect timing.
If we mess up on this, then we just need to stop doing podcasts.
Yes.
If we mess up,
not like stop doing podcasts, but like stop for the night.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe just figure out another topic to do because this is not working.
Yeah, this is not working. This whole intro to our podcast is not going good.
Maybe we should just settle with like doing auto-tune and stuff.
Hey,
that'd be
we're
live.
gonna do the rest of the podcast just doing ASMR.
Yeah.
Okay, so this whole podcast idea, how did it start? How would you say it started?
I would say it started that it was like the middle of quarantine and
no. I wouldn't say it was the middle of quarantine. When was it me, Julian, and you?
Like January maybe. That's when like
it was before spring. It was
definitely before spring. It was before quarantine, and that was like a spark.
Yeah, so I was in my room, and I have a little back room inside my room. I used to have my computer in there, and so we were all just like playing games and listening to music and eating and stuff. And then it was Ryan who said it. He was like, yo.
I said it like 3 months later in text.
He was like, yo, how dope would it be to have a podcast? And we all just joked at that moment. We're like, ha ha ha. Yeah, that'd be pretty dope. And we dismissed it. We were like, we're never going to have a podcast, blah, blah, blah. At that moment, I actually did want to start a podcast, but it was one of those things. It wasn't on my priority list, blah, blah, blah. And it was kind of like a joke at the time.
Yeah.
But then how long later would you, 3 months, right?
About like maybe the start of summer, whenever we were just bored out of our minds.
Yeah, you like randomly hit me up and you were like, yo,
I was like,
that podcast idea, said something.
I was like, that podcast idea doesn't sound too bad since we're probably not going to leave the house for another 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, and then I was like, yo, that's hilarious because I actually
have the software.
I downloaded the software. I'm in the middle of actually, I don't think I said that. I was like, I know I was in the middle of like researching about a podcast.
Yeah.
And then, how long? That was 3 months ago?
No, like the start of summer.
Yeah, so the start of summer. So it's been about 2 months.
Yeah.
And we've kind of gotten things piece by piece. Luckily, he met the right guy. I'm a photographer, so all the microphone, computer, camera, GoPro, all that gear.
That's by me, though.
Oh, yeah. So this one's by him. This one's by him.
And for the people who don't have visual, it's a poster that says Daily Teens with Troy plus Ryan made out of wood sticks.
Yeah, it's made out of... Okay, so we went through many revisions of that, though.
Yeah.
So the first one was
it was Daily Teens Podcast.
And then it was with the thicker sticks.
Yeah.
Like the regular popsicle sticks. And then the second version was all small. Mm-hmm. And then the third version, we mixed it up with the D and the thicker sticks and the T. And then Ryan also changed it from and to a plus sign. So that's so it fills up the poster a little bit more. That, man, we might have that up forever.
Yeah, honestly.
But it fills...
It fills it for now.
Yeah, it fills it for now. Hopefully we can get more decorations and stuff, because right now we have a random... For
owl.
all the people who can't see, we have an owl,
a shoe,
Madden, we got Halo, Call of Duty, and an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
And that in our laptops. That's pretty much it. But so setting it up, luckily he met the right guy. I have all the equipment to basically set it up, and we kind of just went piece by piece. I got the table, and luckily for most of this gear, I got really good deals. Like the table, all the microphones, some of the little equipment, like little attachments, like this little wire was like $10, and little stuff like that. So luckily he met the right guy, and that was how long was? So it's been
like 2 months in the making. Yeah.
2 months in the making, and 3 hours of trying to get a first episode.
Yes.
We started at 6:40, 7 o'clock. We started at 7 o'clock, dude.
I got here at 5, and we started setting everything up.
We shot what did we shoot before?
I have no idea.
I feel like we shot something before.
I was writing the ad.
Yeah, you were writing the ad while I was getting all this set up. And then we set up... we set up these notes behind us that we said.
There was topics, but there were only topics about like what we were gonna use for like the intro part. So like how old we are, what our hobbies are. We just completely skipped over that part just because it was so boring.
It was very boring. But I mean, that's pretty much it. Now we have the podcast set up. Hopefully, this is the first episode. If you're watching this and we have episodes behind this, go watch those episodes, because I can almost guarantee you they will be better than
they'll
this episode.
Be 100 times better, because this is our first time like with cameras recording, with us actually talking about topics that we're ready to.
No, we're not even talking about topics.
We're just free soloing.
Yeah, pretty much. So now we got to fill up another 10 minutes. So what's a good thing you want to talk about?
Where do you see this podcast going in the future?
That's a good one. I'm not in it for the money.
Yeah, I'm just doing this out of like just where is this gonna go?
And honestly, I mean, no one has, like I explained to you, no one has a podcast our age. At least no one in Cyprus does, or maybe Houston. I don't know.
I wouldn't think so.
And even when I looked it up on Anchor, Spotify, all the teen ones. Remember, I even played that teen one for you. It was like some random high school girls talking about their essays or something dumb like that.
That was just like a school podcast.
Yeah, I know. So we're pretty much the only teens, hopefully, that have a podcast. And like I said, if you're watching this and we have episodes after that, they're gonna be organized topics.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this is just. This
is just us talking and seeing.
This is like the trailer/intro to the trailer.
Trailer to the intro to the trailer. All right, so let's just talk about school. Like, not like past school, but like what school is going to hold in the fall. So I'm starting in school.
So I am starting virtual, and it's not out of my choice though. Is yours out of your choice?
Kind of.
And
also, I feel like that in school, there's going to be like such a rapid increase that they're just going to shut down schools.
I feel like, so I want to go to in-person school because virtual school sucks.
Virtual school is so hard to learn.
It's not only that, but because I'm in football, I'm going to have to be up there at 6 o'clock in the morning.
And then
I'm going to have to leave. Then I'm going to have to go up there at 5th period. Then I'm going to have to leave. And then I'm going to go to after school practice. Then I'm going to have to leave. So it's just like, are you serious? And in between that, I have classes. So I'm going to have to be on Zoom calls day in and day out.
That. I didn't know you had to like go up during the middle of the school day.
Yeah, it sucks. That's why, I mean, I wanted to do in person. It was just, I mean, my mom feels like, I guess once I go and then there's going to be a spike or I run the risk of me getting it and then I get my brothers and sisters sick. It's, it's just not fair. What did your parents say about it?
My brother said whenever we were in California, he said, I say you go because you know school's going to shut down immediately.
Yeah.
So just might as well just go.
I think most schools are seeing a spike. I mean, again,
universities are
for sure.
I know UNC closed already after like a week of school.
Oh wow.
Syracuse might have, or no, Syracuse and Notre Dame suspended people because they were holding parties.
Oh yeah,
I saw that yesterday.
I heard about those. Yeah.
And my mom wants me to go back in school because like last year, whenever we had like the 3 9 weeks. Like the teachers knew who I was, and like they knew that I didn't like get really bad grades, or they know that I always turned in work on time. And whenever it transferred to online, they're like, "Oh, this kid Ryan, he knows what he's doing. He's not gonna
goof off." And
he's not gonna wait 3 weeks to turn in a daily warm up or something.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
We haven't been to school so long. We forgot what the daily assignments were.
And my dad's just like. He doesn't really care. Really? Because like he knows how much I hated online school.
Dude, and I hated it so much.
Online
I didn't
school.
Even do it.
There was one time we were in a Zoom meeting. It was an algebra Zoom meeting, and some girl spoke up and said, "I finished algebra already. What do I do?" And it was like mid-April, so we had a whole month.
I had a few of those in my Google
We had a
classroom.
and the entire chat, exploded and said, "Sweat, sweat, child, sweat, sweat," and. One of my friends, the teacher then said, "All right, you stay after class and I'll tell you what to do for the next month and a half."
She probably just did
she did geometry for the next month and a half and probably finished that as well.
Oh my god.
And my friend
sweat.
My friend, he stayed in the chat because I don't think you can kick people out of Zoom. He stayed in the chat as long as he could with the other girl and the teacher. It was just sitting there like this. But he didn't get any answers because they didn't say anything while he was in there.
Oh wow!
And then he was just like, "All right, I'm done with this." And then he just left. He just wanted to see what was the next step.
Yeah, I don't know. Online for me was so when like I explained, like we were talking about earlier, when we were in 8th grade, before COVID hit, I think the weeks going into spring break, it was kind of like a joke. Oh, it's in China. Oh, it's in Europe. Oh, it's a little closer to the U.S.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really touched down in the U.S. And then I think it was that week going into spring break was when cases started coming up in Houston.
Like New York was just exploding.
Yeah, and so they were like, we left, I think it was that Friday or Thursday. I did not know at all we were not coming back. Yeah. I came out of that like, oh, I have to go back to school next week. It's crazy how like at first you're like, oh, I have to go back to school next week, and then it's like 2 weeks in, you're like, oh, I want to go back to school.
Yeah, that's how it was for everyone.
Dude, that's how online was for me. I was like, between staying at home and fighting with my little siblings just because they're being annoying all the time, or just like how annoying. Here's the thing. Like I explained to my parents, I would actually rather be on a Zoom call than Ingenuity. Because Ingenuity
Ingenuity was a website where you do your work and no one teaches it to you except like pre-recorded people.
Dude, and all I would do was play Xbox, and then as soon as the video was over,
that's what so many people did.
I would just click the next one. So it was like I wasn't even learning anything because it couldn't grab my attention. Where in Zoom call, it can. I would not at all say it always grabs my attention, but it grabs my attention more than
that stupid website.
Yeah, that dumb website.
Yeah.
And I actually, like STP, one of the coaches said, he was explaining the choices between virtual and online, virtual and in person. He was like, I hope you didn't choose virtual because you thought it was going to be like last year's where you're on Ingenuity all the time. He said, no, it's going to be Zoom meetings all the time.
Like, I think you still have to wake up at the same time and like be on your computer at the same time you would be at school.
As soon as the bell rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to be, and you get 5 minutes between each class, exactly like how y'all do to walk class to class.
Yeah.
So it's like being in school.
But like the thing with in school is you have to like wipe down your desk before and after. You have to wash your hands. But the thing with that is that I feel like once people go to the bathroom, they take their mask off.
And see, when I heard that we were going to go back to school, I thought that we weren't going to have to wear masks. And then I realized That was dumb.
Yeah.
I think that's another annoying thing. How do you feel about wearing masks?
You have to do it. That's the only way that it's gonna kind of slow it down.
I think me personally, I don't like wearing masks.
I don't like it, but I know that I have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And so going to school, I would rather go to school and take all those precautions, like wiping down the seat, like at STP. For all the people who don't know STP is
Summer training program. I think.
Summer training program. It's for high school athletics here in Houston. We basically go during the summer and we work out for whatever sport we do. So I do football. So it's kind of like summer football practice, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So during STP, we have to, when we go into the weight room, we have to wipe down all the stuff, and it sucks, but it's like I'd rather have to wipe down everything I touch at school
than be locked at home
locked at home freaking behind a computer all day, because I'm already behind a computer 10 hours a day anyway. So that's
do people wear masks the whole time at STP?
Yeah, so we have to wear masks the whole time, and they even gave us like a Langham Creek mask.
Oh,
it's pretty
because
dope.
My biggest concern with going back to in school is, are people going to wear masks? Like, are they?
I think people are going to take it as a joke.
I think they are too. Like,
because at STP, we take it as a joke. Like, we're kind of like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
But we all know if we want to keep practicing, we
that's
have to
the thing.
keep it on.
Like, if you want to stay in school, you have to wear that mask.
But the people who just don't care are going to take it off, and that risks shutting the whole thing down and putting us all online. So that's why it kind of sucks that we have to put, like, not our hope but our faith into people who we know who are, like, I'm not going to name any names, but there are people who were going to our middle school, who are going into our high school, that I guarantee you they're not going to wear their mask 24/7. Like, there's no way.
Like, at airports you have to wear masks, and then whenever I went to California, there's one day I wore it for like 10 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it sucked, but you just have.
What the heck was that? Oh, the GoPro turned off. Dude, that kind of scared me.
But you just have to wear it, just because that's the other people's health in your hands.
Exactly. Dude, I look like a professional vlogger with this camera. No cap. All right, so we got
somewhere for a start.
Yeah.
Not a good start, but
definitely not a good start. Definitely not a good start. But the GoPro overheated at the very end, so we had like really annoying beeping the whole time. And then
should we just tear this down?
Probably.
I mean, where do you see this?
Stereotypes of teens.
We should keep this.
Keep those, because those are like the intro and stuff.
But
Do you want? Dude, your handwriting is dookie.
I haven't wrote anything in like 4 weeks or months.
Okay, put that right there. Do you want yours over here?
Yeah, keep it there just so we know that's gonna be a talking point.
Which one?
Both of them, I guess.
Keep them?
Yeah, just so we'll know, like.
Oh, so we're gonna redo this podcast?
If it sounds terrible.
If it sounds terrible, then we won't even post this, and this will just be all footage that no one sees.
Yeah, we're only gonna listen to these 2 parts, and if these sound like kind of good, then we'll just put like in the title like tests to see if we blow up yet.
or I don't know what we're doing, or just
like
something random.
Or just like what.
Oh, it's still recording.
Or just like what it looks like to suck the first few tries of the podcast.
So, how would you say the podcast has been so far, like setup wise, and do you think
but the talking skills and talking points have been fine?
I think it's actually been a lot more difficult and time consuming than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
The most annoying part is all like the little things.
Yeah.
Like me not turning on the mic or something dumb.
That first try really sucked. I'm actually kind of glad it didn't record.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
It was just like saying the ABCs and something dumb.
Yeah.
We had no idea what was going on.
So let me go ahead and just export this footage. File, export. Here's the funny part. What do we name this?
Just name it, like, podcast intro test.
Cast intro test. Boom. And it was, I think it was like, it's exporting. It was
37 minutes?
Yeah, 37 minutes.
I think like right around 15 is when we actually started like talking about kind of.
Here's the thing about podcasts that I noticed. So for me, I don't have a lot of camera experience. Well, I'm like super. So I don't have a lot of camera experience. I don't know about Ryan. I highly doubt he has a lot of camera experience either.
Yeah.
But the intros are hard.
They're hard to get down.
Dude, like, okay, here's the thing. We did better on ads and scripted things.
Yeah, we do better on scripts than we do just like freeing it.
Yeah, but hopefully we get better with it. It's just kind of annoying right now.
Yeah, like we're good at talking, but not at certain points.
Yeah, that's been the most annoying part. So, I guess let's exit.
Like we can talk about like what happened during the BLM protests and stuff, but I don't know if we can ever post those things because a lot of people have such different. You're literally just getting my body.
Oh, I am. and I have bad camera skills.
Like so many people have different opinions on that I don't know if anyone would care if we said anything about that.
I agree. Shut down. All right. Here's another question. What do you think of the mics?
Everything is very good except us.
Us.
Like everything that doesn't move is fine, but like the only thing that like the easiest part should be us talking. No.
No. Yeah. So, what?
It's a good thing that we now know how hard it is instead of like going and like, yeah, we're gonna record like 4 episodes this day and be like, oh, we're gonna post 4 in 2 days and realize, man, this is really hard. So it's a good thing that we didn't like spend a whole day trying to do 4 episodes. We now know.
I agree.
It's kind of hard to get down.
I'm gonna leave this little mount up here. That way, I mean, we can always just walk in and set everything up.
Yeah.
The GoPro, I'm gonna bring a
The
GoPro.
computer's here.
Yeah, if you want to leave that one. So, for a little behind the scenes, I gave Ryan one of my like super crappy, sounds like it's gonna explode laptops.
It's gonna take off.
But yeah, did it work good?
Yeah, I mean it was good for like notes and everything, but
Hopefully we can get Wi-Fi in here, dude.
it's just absolutely slow Wi-Fi.
I think the whole computer is slow. So we're gonna go inside right now, try to edit up the footage.
If it doesn't work, then we'll be here maybe in 2 days or in some.
And have to basically redo it. So you want to go ahead and turn off your side? Are you gonna unplug it or turn it off?
I unplugged it.
But I'm gonna have to leave some of my camera equipment up here. So yeah, go ahead and dang, freaking dark. Yeah, you can't even see me anymore. Just
Bye bye.
yeah, bye.